Don, would you please lead us in prayer?
Lord, thank you now for this time when we can conduct this business of the town. Let everybody have a Christ-like manner. Lord, I pray for Lucy that she'll get to feeling better even here tonight. Through all this, your name will be glorified. We ask in thy name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. And if you would please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Brenda, would you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor?
Here.
Myrtle?
Here.
Eugene?
Here.
Brenda?
Here.
Floyd?
Here.
Steve?
Here.
All present.
All
Mayor?
right, very good, thank you. If you would, if you have a cell phone, please turn it off or mute it until after the meeting, please. All right, let's review the minutes from the previous meeting.
Okay. County line regular meeting, April the 13th, 2015. Mayor Arthur Self called to order the regular meeting of the council at 7 p.m. on April the 13th, 2015 in the town hall. The invocation was given by Mr. Don Hagel. The Pledge of Allegiance was given by all in attendance. The roll call was had. The following persons were present: Mayor Arthur Self, Councilors Myrtle Van Cleek, Eugene Kiley, Brenda Lowe, Floyd Philpott. A welcome to the public in attendance. Please mute or turn off cell phones during the meeting. The floor will be open for public comments after the council completes its agenda. Approval of minutes from the last meeting. The minutes of the March 9th meeting were read. A motion to approve was made by Eugene Kiley, seconded by Floyd Philpott. Motion carried. Financial reports given, all accounts in balance. Motion to accept financial reports by Brenda Lowe, seconded by Floyd Philpott. Motion carried. The roof is still leaking. We are expecting a check from the State of Alabama Trust Fund for capital improvements to help pay for a new roof. There has been some improvements to Cobb Brazil Road by Blount County. It is not finished, but is a work in progress. Discussion on having a street light on County Line Road at entrance to Green Acres installed on existing pole. A motion was made by Brenda Lowe to have light turned on and billed to Alabama Power Company's street light account, seconded by Floyd Philpott. Motion carried. The No County Line Dump website has been taken down. It is not needed any longer. Hallelujah. Olden Webb, the surveyor, he has walked the property and found one corner marker. Our attorney, Greg Reed, has found a copy of the deed. Clerk to try to contact Mr. Webb when weather is better to finish the survey. Brenda Lowe has been working on our website regarding happenings in our community. On April the 23rd at 7 p.m., Chief Justice Roy Moore will speak at the Blount County Courthouse. Refreshments at 6:30 p.m. Adjournment. A motion was made by Floyd Philpott, seconded by Myrtle Van Cleef to adjourn the meeting at 7:45 p.m. Motion carried. Respectfully submitted by Brenda Philpott, Town Clerk.
All right, the second page, second paragraph, you should be working on our newsletter,
Yeah.
not the website.
Oh, newsletter. I didn't even say, oh goodness, I didn't see that. I got so excited about the other one being there. Yeah, it's a newsletter. Okay. Sorry, Brenda.
That's okay.
All right.
And I left, and it was Jan that was helping you, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I should have put, okay.
Any questions or any additional corrections?
I don't guess it matters, but you left by out by Myrtle's name, the last paragraph. It should be by Floyd.
Oh, seconded by Myrtle.
Seconded by Myrtle.
Okay, well, I'll fix it.
Okay. Any other changes or corrections? Do we have a motion to accept with corrections?
I make a motion, we accept it.
I'll second the motion.
Brenda seconded?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor? All right, it's unanimous.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's review the financials. And we'll begin with the general fund. The beginning balance was $13,827.57. The ending balance is $13,234.48. Okay. All right, the next one is the 2 and 7 account. Beginning balance is $5,436.97. Our ending balance is $5,021.53. Next up is capital improvements fund. Our beginning balance was $5,026.78. Our deposit from the Alabama Trust Fund of $3,180.24, bringing our ending balance to $8,207.02. And the last one is the 4, 5, and 6 accounts. Beginning balance, $7,343.21. Ending balance, $7,010.49. Any questions, comments, or corrections to the financial?
All in balance with the thing from the bank.
Yeah, everything.
Okay. All right, do we have a motion to accept?
We'll make a motion, we accept.
Second.
You get that, Brenda? That's Steve, and then Eugene.
Yeah.
All in favor? All right, unanimous. All right, this past week was Municipal Clerks Week, and I just like to take the opportunity to thank Brenda for all the work that she puts forth into keeping the books and taking care of Town Hall. I just want to recognize her for that and say appreciation.
We all appreciate you.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Next item on my agenda is the roof repairs. We've had several companies have been called. Only one has come by to look at the roof. They're currently working on an estimate, and we're still trying to get a couple more out to give us estimates.
They all said they have been so backed up because of all the rain, that they're trying to catch up, and they couldn't even get anybody out here to give us some estimates. Still
Yeah.
trying.
Anyway, as soon as we get 3 estimates together, I'm gonna call a special meeting so that we can get select one and at least get it scheduled. Hopefully get it done as soon as possible, because I don't know how much longer that roof's gonna last.
Yeah, but I hope there's no more ceiling tiles falling. I
Yeah.
did get it Well, no, I didn't even get it. My son brought the vacuum cleaner up here while I was working. He cleaned the floor, so he did good.
All right, the survey, Brenda and I met with the surveyor this morning, and he gathered some more information. And then hopefully in the next week or two, we'll get a final survey from him so that we know where we stand as far as the property lines go. I was able to cut more grass yesterday because certain things have been moved, but they're still way too close to the walking track. So that's where we stand on the surveys. We've no change on finding out who owns the fire hydrants.
No, I did find Jones, who did you tell me? Was it Joan or Judy that had taking care of Miss
Well, I
Williams?
think Judy is the one who's handling the finances, what I was told. Joan can get you Judy's phone number.
Okay, I will. I called Joan, but I didn't get an answer when I called her, so. Is her husband Don? No, you don't know. I don't either, but I've got Joan and Don.
Joan's husband?
Huh?
Joan's husband? Or Judy's?
Yeah,
husband?
Joan.
Isn't Joan's husband, Terry?
I have no idea.
Well, I don't know, but I
I
found my
talked to him,
notes
but I don't
and I
ask
had
him
the
his name.
telephone number, so I called.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't get an answer. I left a message for her to call me back, so. Just to see while she's going through stuff, if she finds it. And you may not find it till to get a new bill for it, you know.
I'm sure they've got it,
They probably do, so.
because they handle all her finances.
Oh, okay.
All right,
They
we'll-
did that before she passed away, yeah.
We'll keep working on it and try to get that resolved. Okay, in this past week's, I mentioned a minute ago before the meeting started, in this past week's edition of Blount County, and they reported on the different commissioners identifying what roads they're going to work on in their particular districts. And Commissioner Strickland did list Coppersville as one of the 7 or 8 roads listed that he's gonna work in 2015. Second from the last, but it's on the list anyway. But I just wanted to bring that out, point that out. All right, everybody should have gotten a copy of the newsletter that Brenda and your sister put together. Everything
Your
looks
sister did good?
looks good.
She did good.
And the only thing that I have a correction for is the very last article on the last page. That needs to be removed because it really doesn't. I think it's just an example of,
Yeah, this.
from the newsletter format. But personally, I would like to fill that space with one little bit of information or a tribute to one of our,
To Lewis.
to Lewis.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you want to just do that yourself?
Well, I would like to have some kind of acknowledgement of what he did for the community and the service that he put forth. And I don't know how exactly to word it, but we'll come up with something. That's the only change that I would recommend.
Lucy ought to do that. I think you and Lucy ought to do that.
I think, well, I just, no,
I
I don't
think
know.
that both of you.
I'm not a very good wordsmith, you know.
Well.
I ran.
On a better day than today.
Well,
we
well,
can
we
do
don't
it.
have
We
to do
can
it.
understand that.
But we
I'd be
can,
glad to.
we can give Brenda
And
and Jan.
if anybody would like to read this newsletter, I have a couple of copies up here that you're welcome to read. We plan on mailing these out to our residents, just to let them know, because not everybody has been following us, and we want to inform them, let them know what we've been up to for the last 2 years. And
That's right.
It
what
really
we,
looks nice.
what we have
too.
accomplished.
We did a good job, Jan.
Yeah.
Put it on the computer.
Yep. Yeah, it's very well done. It's nicely laid out. Yep. All
I
right,
like the little dump picture.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that. See you later. All right, I have no other items on my agenda, and we're going to turn the floor over and let a representative from the Blount County Economic Development Board have a few minutes.
Okay, thank you. Basically what we try to do is on a quarterly basis, update our stakeholders on what's going on. And you are a stakeholder. In fact, all 12 municipalities in Blount County are involved along with the Blount County Commission. One of the things that we did the first year we was in there was get organized. And we were over that. I think we're making some positive steps now in the right direction. We're also, you know, it's going to take more money, and the government's putting in, the towns and the commission's putting in as much as they can, so we're looking at other options as far as some of the money. But we are in receipt of the Appalachian Region Planning Commission grant of $50,000. We just got that in. Also, we worked out a deal with the Healthcare Authority. It's a little complicated, but the Healthcare Authority owned the old hospital in IM. They didn't want it, but the commission didn't want it either. But the commission has got so big and in advance, so crowded that they've had to move a lot of things into that building. So finally, a deal was worked out, a compromise deal, that the commission would take over the old hospital. Healthcare Authority would let them have that hospital, but there is a prime lot valued at $200,000 that the city of Aniana owns. They have deeded that lot to us on the economic development, and so that will give us additional funding that we're looking at. I'll get down to the reason that we're really looking at this additional funding in a minute. But in there, we've also got a complete listing of all the manufacturing and industry with a database set up on it. As far as the county, we're working with Birmingham Business Alliance to create an industrial newsletter to be distributed quarterly. That will go out to the people. And we have completed, and I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it, but completed a 38-page website showcasing Blount County, its economic potential, recreation, tourism, and on that website, every city is listed. And I noticed that I was going to ask a question on this because I did pull up County Line, and it redirected me to a website that you have. So I've got to find out if we've got. I'm sure we do, that we have things on our website too, but it was a redirect on that. But the available commercial and industrial sites are very important. We just had a company open up in Cleveland, and one of the reasons they did is because they were looking for a building. And they're looking for a building that they can go into immediately. So we have that on the website. We've had some expansions in that period of time. I don't know if anybody goes to Palisades Park or not, but Palisades Park, there's a weird looking beach up there. And if you look at that beach, what it is, it's done by Suncharge Systems. Suncharge Systems is a division of Hornsby Steel out of Cleveland. They're going to manufacture those beaches. They're going to manufacture them in Aniana. There was not another place in Cleveland for them. They're going to employ 20 people, but what they do on those benches is they're solar powered from the top. So if you go through there and you want to charge your iPhone, you can plug it in. If you're at Palisades Park, you can plug in that iPhone and it'll charge it up on that. And they're going to market those nationwide. They have a patent on them, so that's a very positive step. And by the way, Mr. Hornsby is also a director on the economic development. A&J Steel Company in Sneed has just finished a $1.3 million capital expansion and made 13 new jobs in that area right there. Also, Mr. Smith is also a member of ours. We're not just picking on our own people doing that, but he's there. Alabama Guardrail, which has nobody on there, has moved in. I don't know if anybody's been on the Cleveland-Onion Highway. They're actually in the city limits of Cleveland, but you can throw a rock and get Rosa city limits. They moved in with $150,000 capital investment. They created 10 new jobs, but they were already working 40-something people that moved in there. If you go around and see people putting up guardrails all over the southeast, 90% of the time they'll be Alabama guardrail that's putting those up. But they moved their location from Birmingham to Blount County in that time. And we are also working, and I want to bring this up a little bit, we're working with different municipalities trying to look at the infrastructure that they're going to need. And I don't have anything to do with this, but the town of Hayden, Water Authority, and the town is looking at, they've got a sewer, but it's not big enough. So we are also assisting in that as far as increasing that. I am involved in the Locust Fork, looking at a sewer there, because that's one of the big drawbacks in Locust Fork. One of the things that I have said in our own meetings, County Line is sitting in one of the best positions of anybody. You know, as far as what we're looking at, as far as County Line's concerned, you've got the sewer, you know, you've got gas, you've got AT&T phone and everything else. One thing that I did want to discuss today, and I think we have brought it up at a prior meeting, is the completion of that 4-lane on 79 highway that we've been promised 20 years to County Line. You know, every time we get a new governor, we get promised, but we never get it. And if we could get that extension from where they're going in on the new interstate out to County Line, it could certainly open up this area right here. And what it's going to take is of course, the EDC will help any way we can possibly on that, but it's going to take elected officials going there. So we will probably, if it's agreeable to County Line, we'll be presenting that to the Blount County Commission to maybe try to visit with the highway director and the governor, and maybe recall the fact that we do vote more Republican than any county in the state. And I think we need to remind them of that from time to time. It could change, but that's some of the things that we're working on right now. And like I said, we'll continue to update as everything's going. It's going well. We are in the process of looking for a director. We've got to have a director. My guidelines on the director is I want a salesman. I want somebody that has contacts in Montgomery, that can go to Montgomery and talk to people, and also has the ability to talk to new companies that's willing to come in. And I think that's what we're pursuing. We do have someone that the officers, I'm not an officer, but we do have someone that the officers that are talking to that I think probably fills those categories. So, anybody got any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Sounds like you're making a lot of progress. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, come a long way in a short time.
It has. We're rather proud.
So where is the 4-lane coming to right now? Because they've already started on the 4-lane on 79.
Yeah, it's, you know, I really don't know, and the best way I can find that out real easy. But like I said, most of you right here remember, we've been promised that thing coming to County Line for years. I mean, I've gone back when I was commissioner and met with the highway director several times and was assured that, you know, it was going to be done. But like I said, it's been on the 5-year plan for 50 years.
Yeah.
So I think that we're going to have to do something to try to do that. But this is going to open up, if we do this is going to open up especially the County Line. Because you've got flat area out there. I've heard this thing about Blount County's got hills. You know, that's not the problem. We've got the flat area, we've got the sewer lines, we've got everything else, and we've got lower taxes.
Sewer plant out there is very underutilized.
It's
extremely.
The sewer plant is absolutely a burden on the county because they're paying, I think, $1,100 a month just to keep it operating, and I don't think there's over 3 or 4 people that's on it right now. that was one of the options. That sewer plant can be expanded. And that was one of the options we looked at with Locust Fork, was the fact of running a line down, 79 on that.
Yeah.
Which would be cheaper than starting from scratch on that. So there's others working with them on that part. But that sewer line, it needs to be used. And it's in good position out
Yeah. All right. Anybody else have any questions? I appreciate the update on it.
Okay.
And again, you're always welcome.
there. All right, thanks a lot.
All right. Commissioner Knight, would you like,
No, I just dropped by. I was, sorry I'm a little late. I got held up in Kimberly, you know, they got to talking. You know, we do have, I think we sent you all a, through road agreement on, some of
Yes.
the roads, and I was just kind of following up with that. I think there was some discussion about exactly which roads they were, but that's all I was gonna do.
okay, I'll get with you then after we close. And, all right, I don't have anything else. Any questions or comments? Okay. Well, that's all I have on the agenda. I do have one more question for you after we adjourn, just real quickly. All right.
I have something that I'd like to say. I thought Freda was gonna come tonight, but, she didn't get to come. But she called me the other day and she wanted me to let the council know if she couldn't be here tonight, that the people on our road really appreciate what Blount County and what we've done to get Blount County to, work on Coppersville Road. And it's really looking a lot better. We're enjoying not having to beat our cars up for a change, but we just look forward to it getting finished. But I just wanted everybody to know that we do have people that are proud of what we're doing and what Blount County's doing.
Yeah, I've left Coppersville Road dust all over Jefferson, Shelby, and Blount counties.
Me too.
Okay.
Well, it has made a difference, just, I haven't been since they did more work on it, but we went while it was muddy.
Well, it'll probably change tonight since we're supposed to get a little rain, you know, it'll settle down a little bit.
But it's taken a while, but I mean, sometimes it just takes time to get things accomplished. But
And Commissioner Strickland has really,
he's really worked with
he's
it.
really worked with
Yeah,
us to
he
try
has
to get it
done a tremendous job, in my opinion, of working with us.
With no
to get this
money.
established. Yeah. So,
We know about no money.
but anyway, tell him that, thank you, and we appreciate the kind words, but that's what we're here for. Yep.
Well, that's what I told her, but she said she just wanted y'all to know that somebody did appreciate what we're doing.
Okay.
Should be even better if we get that up under her road there.
Okay. All right, anything else?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor? All right, it's unanimous.
Eugene,
Meeting
Eugene second.
Yeah, Eugene is seconded. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you for coming. And there's still